if we don't assume Memphis and Wichita want out, going to need some viewpoints as to why this is some big missed opportunity for Georgia State. I mean, rationally, I do understand it, right? I know we're still talking about realignment, but
yeah, that was obviously going to happen. But yeah,
I think irrationally, which is our entire fan base, we want an American. The end.
yeah, we were promised American. That's the thing. We were promised American.
But we
That
weren't
was
promised American by Charlie Cobb.
no, but that was kind of where I asked my question about whether or not if we'd had Blake on, if Becker was still president and Becker had the intentions of going to Big East, if Becker was still president, would we have?
Was the timing the issue? Is what you're saying?
Right.
I don't know. In breaking news, or you want to keep talking about realignment? I love realignment. I could talk about it all night.
I could talk about realignment the entire time myself. So,
I mean, I actually wanted to go. I don't know. I'm sure someone's done this already, but I wanted to go pull the last 4 years of the final college football rankings for all the teams that are going to be in the American and in the Sun Belt, and just average them and see where they all land.
Somebody did.
I'm sure there's like a spreadsheet of 80 things in it, right?
I saw somebody did a one of those like metrics where they measure teams, and they took where the American was pre losing losing Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF. They did it after losing those 3 teams, and they did it after adding in the 6 new teams. So they were like plus 1.5 on whatever the metric was as American as a whole. Then they were, when they lost the 3 teams, they were -1, so they went down by 2.5 points basically. But then by adding those 6 teams, they went to -5. Like it was a -4 point swing.
Maybe that's why we're not there. It would have been like a -8.
It would have not have helped. It would have not have helped the American Conference whatsoever at all.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have. Yeah. I don't know. I want to be there. I don't know.
It's just where it seems like we're supposed to be, right?
It feels like we should have been there already, and we should have started football sooner than we did. So screw 1998 people, or 7 or 6 or 5.
Yeah, no, we should have started football a long time ago. There's no doubt about that whatsoever at all. But we didn't. So now we gotta play the cards we have now. And somebody made a point that realignment used to happen every 15 to 20 years, and now it could happen much more regularly. So we shouldn't get too bent out of shape because it doesn't mean that we have to wait 20 years for something else to happen.
But I still think we have a chance to get in the next couple of years.
Feel like it.
I know. I said we still have a chance to get in the next 5 years. You're going to see more teams leave the American, and
I think
that's our spot.
I actually kind of like the idea of a new conference starting. I think that's probably a better scenario. A breakaway,
just nuke them all.
I don't know, I could see like a breakaway because the conferences are getting so big right now. It's probably very unrealistic to say it, but having a conference of the unsatisfied teams in these 3 conferences, kind of finding a way to make something else work. I tell you what, though, as much as Charlie Cobb wants to be in a conference with the trash down south, I do not. I do not want to be in a conference with them. I don't mind playing them every year. I have no problem playing them every year. I don't want to be in a conference with them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I understand why that thought is there, but
you can play them every year anyways.
You can play them every year, but I get why it's there because it generates attention and there's a vibe there and there's attendance. And you know what? Get to work and figure out how to make attendance work outside of there.
Yes, thank you, please. Yes,
I mean, like figure it out.
Do your job and increase revenues. Get fan support built up. You've got a very small fan base that's very, very passionate. You got You've got a small fan base that is incredibly fickle, and then you have 150,000 alums in this metro area. Come on, man, get them in here.
Yeah.
Do something. Engage them. Do something.
Yeah.
Do
I mean,
do something. We've got nobody. We've got nobody working in development right now. There's not a single employee in development offices right now.
we should just have interns do that.
That's what we have. We have a couple of grad assistants doing it, and that's no talking crap about them at all. Doing the absolute best job they can, but they're They're in there to learn the business. This is their future. They want to go into athletics as a profession, and they're supposed to be mentored. They're supposed to be taught how to do things. They're supposed to get. Do you think that if they want to move on to their next job, and they say, "Oh, I'm at Georgia State," and they're like, "Oh, so who taught you how to do this, that, or whatever?" Like,
Right.
nobody. There was nobody there. There was,
I don't know.
like,
They told me to go figure it out, and I did it. Right?
Yeah. We got to get better. We got to get people in there that actually want to see a successful program.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like we have that. It looks like we have people in there right now that want to go through the day-to-day operations. They want to collect the paycheck, make sure that we stay in the black the entire time, and not go negative, not go and not lose any money. But man, you know how you don't lose money? You make a crap ton of money selling tickets and getting booster support.
Yeah,
but that requires effort.
Yeah, you fundraise. You actually have to spend money to make money. That's the other part.
Act like you fucking want to be here. All right, give me an episode title. I got nothing.
Americant.
Oh, I like that. Americant.
Americant, Ameri won't. I don't know.
Oh, Americant, Ameri won't. We didn't say it at all, but that's pretty good.
I just think about it. Yeah, it's got to be something American, right? I mean, there's nothing else to call this episode.
Yeah. Why do you? Hey,
big news! Other big news. Southern Times game times announced 6 p.m.
Yeah, on ESPN Plus. So do we venture out to watch the game, or are we just all going to watch from home?
Don't really care about Southern, and I won't be here. But if I were here, I would venture out.
Yeah. Yeah, I like going out and doing watch parties, but it's so hard, trying to work out having a place that can actually get ESPN Plus and everything. But that's what the what was it? The UNC game was on that we watched at wherever the hell we were.
Oh, it's on the ACC network.
Oh, the ACC network. Oh, well,
yeah,
makes more sense.
I don't know if they have the capabilities to do ESPN Plus. Do they? I don't know.
They told me that all the TVs have Fire Sticks, but I don't know if that means they have an ESPN Plus account or not.
I mean, you could just let me sign into my account.
I know. I would do it when we're done. I don't even care if I sign out or not. If they want to use it. I don't care.
I mean, that would be a good watch party location for the trash.
I mean, because people will come out to watch that game.
Absolutely, you can get that patio. That back
patio,
have heaters.
I don't know. It's closed in. Yeah. Maybe I'll talk to them about that. See if we can get it working. I don't know.
It is the next away game, right? Yeah, it's next weekend. Wow.
Yeah, weekend after the Armadillos. So
we're gonna be rolling out of that game. 4 wins.
4-4. Woohoo!
Back to 500. We're all going to be confused. Like, what team is this? Where are we?
No, we won't. We'll know exactly where we are. We're the third best team in the East,
basically, or the fourth best team in the Sun Belt. I don't know, something like that. Right? 1, 2,
fourth,
3, yeah. Fourth or fifth. Yeah, we're in there.
Fourth, I'd say fourth. I don't think. I mean, South Alabama looked good for a minute, but I think that. Lafayette's still in definitely control of the West, probably the best team in the conference right now, sadly to say. And then until Coastal loses, you got to give them credit. And App State gonna App State. So
Yeah, I mean, since we lost the app, I really want to take one of the two. Just I
we
don't
have
care.
to.
I
We
don't care
have
which
to.
one. I don't care which one. It doesn't matter.
I tell you what, though, right now I'm really glad I didn't make any kind of like bet or wager that we would not lose to all three
You
because it
definitely
doesn't.
didn't do that.
I guaranteed it, but I didn't tell you what I would do if I was wrong because I guaranteed it.
Oh man.
Yeah, these my little post meridium cocktails left over from the bus came in really handy when I needed to start getting a little buzz going on pretty fast
What do
tonight.
you? Yeah. Well, especially when the official hear the applications, they're rolling in.
Oh, hold on. Apparently my Mac's been unplugged the entire time. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Talk to people.
Oh, talk to people. So yeah, we got Southern at 6 p.m. right in the middle of nothing time, which is where it belongs. I don't know. It's weird talking by yourself on this, and there's no one to talk to. Oh, you are there. Okay, I can barely hear you. So yeah, I don't know. I think we should move to American. What do you think?
I think it ain't fucking happening because
Oh.
we have no one that wants to fucking do it. Like
Wouldn't it be
you
funny if we did though? Just all of a sudden they're like, and they add another team.
they kicked out North Texas. No, you and I had a conversation like through text or whatever about should we start some kind of like draft Georgia State to American little online grassroots campaign, and apparently we waited too long to start that whole thing.
Apparently, we only had like hours to figure that out.
Yeah,
We all knew something was coming. I just didn't know it was going to happen this quickly. But I guess when they got shut out from what they wanted,
I'm not
right?
surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I think everything's kind of moving pretty quickly, so I'm not surprised that they picked up, made their decisions. They got to do something. They got to do something because if they don't, then conferences are going to start doing stuff. And it looked like they were trying to, the Mountain West teams kind of screwed them over, so they went and took all the Texas teams to kind of screw over Mountain West if they wanted to pick up those teams. Which I don't even know if Mountain West was actually even that interested. They're in a similar position that Sunbelt is. They have a solid
fine.
conference.
Yeah.
They don't have to pick up anybody if they can, and it betters them. They will, just like Georgia State or Georgia. I keep on saying Georgia. The Sunbelt will do that if they need to, if they want to. I do think that adding Southern Miss and Marshall would be a good thing for the Sunbelt.
I think so. I don't know. I go back to this question. Like, well, do we have to add anyone? We don't.
We don't have to.
Do we take the best things from, the dwindling Conference USA? Why not?
I think it makes the conference better. I would like to have a little bit more lifeblood. Like, so obviously you'd put Marshall in the East and Southern Miss in the West, so we get to see Marshall every single season. All right.
Yeah.
I like that because their fans will travel. There's probably a lot of Marshall fans that live in the city or in the metro area. It's a name school that people have heard of. Everyone's heard of Marshall between the movie stuff, the flight, all that kind of stuff, to Byron Leftwich, who played quarterback here in Atlanta as well as Jacksonville and wherever else he played. Everyone knows the name Marshall. It has a little bit more of a ring to it.
It does.
Does it make the casual fan just say, "Oh man, Marshall's coming to town. I want to go see that"? No, you're not going to get that.
No.
But, the fan that has season tickets, that's a circle one on the calendar. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to make sure that I don't miss that game type thing.
I feel like you have a little bump with Southern Miss. I feel like there's probably a lot of Southern Miss fans that live here. They have a pretty good following. Yeah,
because no one goes to college in Southern Miss and says, "I'm going to stay in Hattiesburg." When you get your college degree, you leave Hattiesburg and you go somewhere else.
Any direction actually is probably better.
And I mean, obviously, Memphis probably has a higher population. Maybe even New Orleans has a higher population of Southern Miss grads. But there's got to be a bunch in Atlanta. Atlanta is such a transplant city. There's got to be a bunch that would show up for those games.
What is the what's Conference USA left with? How many teams?
Well, if we take Southern Miss and Marshall, they're left with like 6 teams, I think. So
UTEP, La Tech, FIU, Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky, and ODU. What the hell do they do then?
They become the call-up conference. Liberty is an option. James Madison seems to have most of the message board support as far as being the next call-up. Jacksonville State, Missouri State. You could go for like some of the Texas FCS schools like Sam Houston or something. But that's pretty much what they, unless they want to try to grab UMass and New Mexico State, UConn for football only.
Whew. That's a bad place to be right now. I feel bad for those schools. I don't know what they do.
Well, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for Louisiana Tech because they're in Louisiana.
True.
Western Kentucky is a lot. There's a lot of talk about if we were to go to 14 teams in the Sun Belt, that we'd go to Western Kentucky would be one of the schools that would get invited. And I think they would be a West team based off of the way that people are talking about it. But if we got Western Kentucky, little Bourbon Trail trip every couple of years,
I'd be down
for that.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that.
I mean, I hope to whatever we don't merge or some crazy shit. I don't want all that trash.
I don't think that happens. I think that Sunbelt's in too strong of a position to merge.
Too strong, and I mean, the more teams you add, the less revenue per school. We're not going to get more revenue by adding these any team for that matter that's left there. It's going to be less revenue. All the schools are going to have to say, "Hey, this is stronger from a whatever strategic front standpoint. We should add schools. We all get $0.4 less million."
So that's one of the things about Western Kentucky. If we added them as a team, then their basketball program is pretty good, and maybe that takes us to maybe a multi-bid league if we have some better basketball programs.
So just be the two of us trying to beat each other every year.
Yeah, which we have I think we have the record on that. Or
I think we do. Yeah,
it's either 1-0 or 1-1. I'm not sure.
Very factual.
But it would be good to have a multi-bid basketball league. Like if we're gonna be stuck in the Sun Belt and we're committed to being a basketball school like we have been since the Coach Hunter days, yeah, I would like to see multiple Sun Belt teams get into the conference, get into the tournament.
Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome. Last year we lost in the championship game to Western Kentucky. Sorry, App, and we still get in. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be very nice.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, and if we're playing basketball as well, 16-team conference.
No.
Too
many mouths to feed.
No. Yeah, the money gets divided too many ways when you have that many teams. So there's an argument to stay pat at 10. It doesn't seem like any schools are on the verge of leaving, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't need to like pre-fill for that whole thing. But I do think that adding Marshall and Southern Miss does improve the brand. And also, for nothing else, if you're going to be pro Sunbelt, it shows that the Sunbelt has taken another step, that now they are poaching from Conference USA versus the other way around. It's kind of one of those like little status factors that shows that Sunbelt is better than Conference USA when teams would rather leave that conference to come here.
Sure.
That doesn't put any money in your bank, but maybe it gives a perception thing that does eventually turn into something for future contract or something.
I mean, if we if the Sun Belt goes to 13 or 15, something's up.
We're not going to 13 or 15. Oh, you mean that if we go to 13, 15, that teams are leaving?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anywhere to go until 2023 when all this other stuff starts going through.
Yeah, I mean, like in the perfect world, we wanted all of this to take a slow roll until about then, right? It just happened way too fast.
Well,
stupid SEC.
or ESPN
or them. So they're like God, and they're controlling everything.
Pretty much. They're pulling all the strings on this whole thing. They're trying to poach all these teams out of CBS and Fox, whoever has those contracts. Because everyone targeted has been a non-ESPN program.
Yeah.
So
I really want to know. Like, I'm sure there's some, like, whatever, they got some agency to rate all these teams. Where'd we rank?
we were definitely ahead of North Texas.
You think?
Where is North Texas?
No clue. Northeast Texas somewhere.
Is it in a real city? I don't even know.
I think it's its own state. Yeah.
It's just the state of North. Oh, it's in Oklahoma. Gotcha. It's North Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think we can close up shop here.
It was a long night.
We've beaten a dead horse on this one, and I don't see it going any better. So, thanks, everybody. Oh, by the way, welcome to Last Call, and also thank you for listening. And this has been Last Call. We will talk to you next week. Say goodbye, Tim.
Goodbye, Tim.